Good evening! Torah Book Club, the beginning of wisdom.
My Bible study. I haven't been to church actually about maybe 9 or 10 weeks, right? But I haven't gone to study each week. Now, the cool thing about that is it's called the Torah Book Club. And these lessons that we learn that fearing the Lord starts a person carrying on things right. This is, of course, the beginning of wisdom. Okay. Now, because I'm early, I'm about to read the rest to you guys of we're about to go over. Okay? And however long it'll take, it'll take. But just until 6:30, I don't feel like that long to read. So, we're in for a treat. Okay. Alright, so, here we go. This is what lesson is about tonight.
Should not boast about their plans for tomorrow or their place in the age to come. Oaths, vows are especially dangerous. Cooking vessels obtained from the war with Midian needed to be purified in fire. The fires of Gehenna purify the world to come. But the brief glimpse of paradise in Gehenna in the Bible cannot be construed into a monolithic dogma of eternal destinies. Jewish sources have a variety of opinions on the subject. Prior to entering Canaan, Israel reviewed their encampments in the wilderness, much as the departing soul reviews its sojourn in the body. Okay?
Next page, up to look at and read. Got my okay? But I'm sure you just begin right there. If you want to screenshot it, they can go ahead and screenshot it. Feel free to comment or anything if you love the information at the end, or you want to read it after for sweet pages that we got happy knowledge and information. Okay. Now, one thing I learned is that you could go out and a Christian and put them into for a book should that go that you saw on the page, right? Some of this is important, and then context what does it mean to be a paper. So, for instance, should we press our statements about future plans to achieve this? Which person thinks themselves group discussion, how does apply change teaching about the impact of what we prioritize life and personal growth? As we continue, that's what it means to live in the moment, right? Live in the moment. When I started this
see if, there we go. As God lives, who has taken away my right, and the Almighty, who has embittered my soul, for as long as life is in me, and the breath of God is in my nostrils, my lips certainly do not speak unjustly, nor will my tongue mutter deceit. Job 27, 2 through 4. Let me take a sip of my water. This one's good. People sometimes say, I swear I'll do it, but they don't. I've done that too in the past. That's a false vow. A vow was a particular type of oath by which a person bound himself to do something or not to do something. Usually, it was a promise to bring sacrifices or dedicate something to the temple. The person stated the vow conditionally. If such and such happens, then I will bring such and such. How many of us have done that real quick? I've done it in the past. Hey, God, if you do this for me, then I'll do that. And then he doesn't do that, and then so you don't do that. And that's how we play. Like, we just... and then when he does it that one time, we think we believe in him, and then we just use him, right? Like just step over him like a carpet. Hey, do this, do this. I've done it in the past, right? I'm admitting, right? In the past. Okay? A vow... So people sometimes say, I swear I'll do it, but they don't. That's a false vow. A vow is a particular type of oath by which a person bound himself to do something or not to do something. Usually it was a promise to bring sacrifices or dedicate something to the temple. The person stated to the vow, the vow conditionally. If such and such happens, then I will bring such and such. It's worth repeating, okay? A person at sea in a dangerous storm might vow, if the Lord will rescue me from this storm, then I will sacrifice a peace offering. Another type of vow substitutes a personal prohibition in the place of sacrifice. For example, if the Lord will rescue me from this storm, then I will abstain from the fruit of the vine. That's called a Nazirite vow. Any statement of intention that invokes God's name is considered a vow. A husband may annul a vow taken by his wife, and a father may annul a vow taken by his daughter while she remains under the authority of his household. The Torah specifically has in view vows regarded as the rash statement of her lips by which she has bound herself. Solomon warned about rash vows. He said, it is a trap for a man to say rashly, it is holy. And after the vows to make inquiry, Proverbs 20:25. This refers to a man who vows something before considering the cost. The story of Jephthah illustrates the point. When going to war with the Ammonites, he said, if you will indeed give the sons of Ammon into my hand, then it shall be whatever it comes out of the doors of my house to meet me when I return in peace from the sons of Ammon. It shall be the Lord's, and I will offer it up as a burnt offering. Judges 11:30 through 31. In those days, the Israelites used the first floors of their houses to house livestock. Jephthah expected livestock to come out and greet him on his return. It wasn't a sheep or a goat that came first through the door. These are all the questions from the continuance. I'm not going to repeat them when I show you the page. It's 550. We'll have enough time to finish this. Imagine possessing such profound fear of the Lord that the one who made a vow feared being smitten from heaven for the sin of retraction. Worse yet is the prospect of paying the penalty for a broken vow in the final judgment. The caliber of the fear of God seems mostly absent among us today. Before we continue, that is true, right? If modern day believers feared God more, they would be acting different, right? They'd have a certain sense of faith. I understand why people that aren't believers don't even want to become believers because the ones that are don't really act like it. Now, keep in mind, there's only one judge, right? So don't take what I say and twist it, right? Understand that whatever I say, I know it's going to be used against me, okay? Same measuring stick. I'm aware of that. I'm also living a certain type of way, okay? Not any better or worse. I'm better than nobody, right? Note that a Jewish marriage does not entail the utterance of vows, for who can say whether or not marriage will survive? In Judaism, a marriage is entered through a signed contract that spells out the terms and conditions of the relationship. The contract also specifies the final consequences for a breach of contract. The absence of formal vows does not mean the marriage commitment is any less binding or weighty. The contract is just a lot safer than uttering vows. Our master tells us to count the cost before committing to a life of discipleship. The cost includes prioritizing loyalty to him above family relationships. It requires being prepared to suffer persecution and martyrdom for his name's sake. It includes surrendering to him everything one owns. That's what it means to give him all your heart. Surrender all of your heart to him. Surrender your will to where it becomes his will, right? A person who takes on the yoke of discipleship without first considering those obligations is like a builder who starts building a tower without calculating the cost. He ultimately leaves the structure unfinished as a monument to folly. It is like a king who sets out to fight another king without measuring the strength of his forces against those of the enemy. Luke 14:26-33. If we took the master at his word in this matter of counting the cost, he would have far fewer people claiming to be his disciples, and those claiming to be his disciples would be far more committed. The same rule of sobriety should apply to every solemn commitment we make. It's better to promise a little and do much than to promise much and do little. Per Kiavat. That's where that came from. Solomon said, when there are many words, transgression is unavoidable. But he who restrains his lips is wise. Proverbs 10:19. Sacrifice of the fools. Guard your steps as you go to the house of God and draw near to listen, rather than to offer to the sacrifice of fools. Ecclesiastes 5:1. Solomon advised those going up to the temple to remember that they were standing in the presence of God. He warned them to be circumspect with their words. Do not be hasty in word or impulsive in thought to bring up a matter in the presence of God. For God is in heaven and you are on the earth. Therefore let your words be few. Do not let your speech cause you to sin. Ecclesiastes 5:2-6. 5 verse 2 and 6, right? He observed that the fool was quick to make flippant oaths and take rash vows without realizing the consequences. Just as a dream contains all sorts of random nonsense, the voice of a fool utters many words. Later, when coming to his senses, the fool would say, "It was a mistake." He would try to find out some way out of paying the vow. Solomon scolded the fool. Pay what you vow. It is better that you should not vow than that you should vow and not pay. Ecclesiastes 5:4-5. One who tries to renege on a vow sins in the presence of the angel. That is to say, he sins before the Lord. 5:6. He should anticipate God's punishment against his person or property. Solomon asked, why should God be angry on the account of your voice and destroy the work of your hands? 5:6. One who does make a vow to give something over should be quick to fulfill his words, because any delay might place the person in spiritual jeopardy. Only a fool would take the risk of putting it off. Solomon said, when you make a vow to God, do not be late in paying it, for he takes no delight in fools. 5:4. Next 2 pages.
Obama, son of Dor, with the sword, Numbers 31:8. Balaam advised the Midianites and Moab to send their daughters to seduce the men of Israel. He told them to entice the men into idolatry. The Lord said to Moses, "Take full vengeance for the sons of Israel on the Midianites." Numbers 31:2. Moses said to the people, "Go against me and execute the Lord's vengeance." Numbers 31:3. Why did Moses refer to it as the Lord's vengeance when God had already planned, had already explained it as Israel's vengeance for the trick which they received the nation? The incident incited God's jealousy. He said, "My jealousy was among them." Numbers 25:11. The Lord is just over his people. He avenges wrongs committed against them. The Lord, his name is jealous God. Exodus 34:13. Jealousy enrages a man, and he will not spare the day of vengeance. Proverbs 6:34. In the day of vengeance, God will judge the nations for mistreating it. The righteous from the nations will be spared. They will be invited to rejoice along with Israel on the day of vengeance. Rejoice, O nations, his people, for he will avenge the blood of his servants and will render vengeance on his adversaries and adversaries, and will atone for his land and his people. Deuteronomy 32:43. Moses sent out 12,000 fighting. During battle, the men of Israel also passed Balaam, from Sabbath to Sabbath. The worm will not die and the fire will not be quenched. Isaiah 66, 23, 24. That doesn't sound bad. Right? Don't get your hopes up. The Trump describes how the Pharisees understood it during the days of the apostles. In the day of judgment, three books are open. One records the names of the righteous, the book of life. One records the names of the wicked, the book of the death, the book of death. One records the names of those who are neither completely righteous nor completely wicked, the book of the intermediate. This opinion was based on passage in Daniel 12:2, which was understood as follows. Many of those who sleep in the dust of the ground will awake. These, the righteous, everlasting life, but the others, the intermediate, to disgrace and the wicked, to everlasting contempt. This is its descent into Gehenna. Temporarily, after a period of suffering, they ascend from the fire, purified and ready to go on to paradise. To them is applied the verse that says, He brings down the soul and raise it up. Samuel 2:6. The Pharisees believed that the intermediates were the third part that passes through the refining fire of the long passage. I will bring the third part through the fire, refine them as silver is refined, and test them as gold is tested. I will call them by name, and I will answer them, I will say, They are my people, and they will say, The Lord is my God. Zechariah 13:9. That's just one opinion from the days of the apostles, but everyone agreed it did not apply to the wicked. The wicked will suffer for generations and generations, perhaps for eternity. As it says, their word will not die, and their fire will not be quenched. Isaiah 66:24. And the ungodly say to one another, What has our arrogance profited? And what good has our boast to wealth brought us? All those things have vanished like shadows. The Solomon 5:8-9. Four months is in the Gehenna. In the day of prosperity, be happy, but in the day of adversity, consider God has made the one as well as the other, so that man will not discover anything that will be awesome. Ecclesiastes 7:14. Prosperity and comfort in this age are inaccurate indicators of prosperity and comfort in the afterlife or the age to come. Neither does adversity necessarily indicate adversity in the age to come. In many tribulations, we must enter the kingdom of God. Acts 14:20. When Solomon said, God has made the one as well as the other, the state is because of the reference to Gehenna and paradise. God has ordered things so that man will not discover anything about the state of the next life. There are only grand glimpses of Gehenna and paradise. It's impossible to construe those glimpses to a single or universal document of eternal the resurrection into the body. And but I took these next pages. I want to tell you guys something. You talk
about the books that are not included in the Bible. This is where everybody, oh, it's been made by man. So the two viewpoints of the books that are not included by in the Bible are they are to be completely ignored, looked at, not even read. And the other view is that they are to be looked at as understanding the context of the biblical history back then in the ancient times. That being said, the Bible itself is still the law of the Lord. So the Bible is what we go off of, okay? That is the law of the Lord. But one should know and be aware of the context of those other books that were not included so that you can gain a little bit of perspective on the history of the ancient times, okay? Some saw Gehenna as a place of purgation. Some saw it as a place of eternal torment, so that the weight of the punishment for wickedness remains commensurate with the reward of eternal life for the righteous. Some opinions suggested extinction. They stated that there would be no Gehenna in the world to come, because the day that is coming will set them ablaze. They will be ashes under the soles of their feet. Malachi 3:19-21 and 4:1-3. According to that view, Gehenna will utterly consume the wicked. As it says, their form shall be for Sheol to consume, so that they have no habitation. Psalm 49:15-14. Yeshua describes the fiery Gehenna, Matthew 18:9, as the unquenchable fire, Mark 9:43, the outer darkness where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth, Matthew 8:12. He warned that God is able to destroy both soul and body in Gehenna, Matthew 10:28. He urged his disciples, fear the one who, after he has killed, has authority to cast out Gehenna. Yes, I tell you, fear him, Luke 12:5. The wisdom of Gehenna. The sages understood several of Solomon's sayings in reference to Gehenna. Solomon alluded to the judgment when he said, the Lord has made everything for its own purpose, even the wicked for the day of the evil. Proverbs 16:4. The leech's two daughters are explained as Gehenna's parasitic and insatiable appetite for souls. They compete for the souls of the wicked, saying, give, give. Proverbs 30:15. Grief and anger lead to Gehenna, where one experiences pain in the body. As Solomon said, remove grief and anger from your heart and put away pain from your body. Ecclesiastes 11:10. A man who strays from the way of prudence will rest in congregation of the shades. Proverbs 21:16. My translation of what it says after that. I.e., the assembly of those suffering in Gehenna. In another passage, Solomon said, proud and haughty scorner is his name, and who dealeth in proud wrath. Proverbs 21:24. And that's quoted from the King James Version. The term proud wrath alludes to Gehenna, as it says regarding the day of the Lord, that it is a day of wrath. Zephaniah 1:15. Don't fault me for not knowing how to pronounce everything. I'm not a genius as far as word pronunciation. The way of the wicked is like darkness. They do not know over what they stumble. But the path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, that shines brighter and brighter until the full day. Proverbs 4:18-19. Gehenna means Valley of Hinnom, a topographical place named outside Jerusalem. Isaiah called the place of punishment by the name Tophet. The sages knew it by many other designations. Rabbi Yehoshua ben Levi said Gehenna has 7 names, and they are as follows: Sheol, Abaddon, well of decay, pit of destruction, miry clay, shadow of death, and land below. Sheol As it is written, I cried out for help from the depth of Sheol. You heard my voice. Jonah 2:3-2. Abaddon, as it is written, will your loving kindness be declared in the grave, your faithfulness in Abaddon. Psalms 88:12-11. Well of decay. As it is written, for you will not abandon my soul to Sheol, nor will you allow your Holy One to undergo decay. Psalm 16:10. Pit of destruction and miry clay, as it is written, he brought me up out of the pit of destruction, out of the miry clay. Psalms 43:2. Shadow of death, as it is written, there were those who dwelt in darkness and in the shadow of death, prisoners in misery and chains. Psalms 107:10. The land below is a traditional name. According to the book, let me show you these pages.
According to the book of Revelation, Sheol and death will be both cast into the lake of fire before the introduction of the new heavens and earth. That the world to come. The lake of fire is called the second death. Fire purges creation in preparation for the perfection of the world to come. Regardless of how God intends to use humanity, whether for the purgation of the partly on saying in praying voice, know that there is above you an eye that sees, an ear that hears, and all your deeds are written in the book. Judaism teaches that good deeds is opened and reviewed yearly at Rosh Hashanah after rehearsal for final judgment. A person will be judged based on deeds in the book. Rabbi Yosef, the Coptic of Eretz, explains the book is man's soul. Good deeds add life to the soul, while sin searches the soul. After death, the state of the soul testifies to its owner's behavior during his life, making both the soul and deeds, whether attitude or truth. The soul forgets nothing. It carries with it every record of evil, every deed and misdeed, every mitzvah, every sin. Acquiring these memories is the reason the soul descends into a body and gives descends into a body and lives life as a human being. The soul enters the world of concealment to attain merit through the free will to choose good or evil. In this world, the soul learns to seek God, and through its many experiences in the body, it becomes uniquely you. Israel rivers across Jordan. The parable compels the king back simply done. The king's position could ask the prince. They advise the king take his son to a distant land where professionals could treat him at certain time. The king was at once with his son. The journey was long. Faced hardships on the way. Most of the distance, the boy was serious and feeble, weak in body and unable to help his father take care of him. At last, they arrived at their destination. The king's son had a lesson and grew stronger. Presently, the prince grew healthy enough to make the return journey. He and his father set out. As they retraced their journey, they passed by all the places they had seen on the way. The king kept reminding his son of all the things that had befallen them at each place and during each stage of the journey. He would say, "Here we slept, here we were cold, here we had a fever, while on the way home, slowly used his lifetime in the body in similar manner. God allows us to review our travels in the flesh and make sense of everything that happened along the way. We finally understand the long, strange journey. Then we arrive back home. So much return to a place of mission. It will raise no objection to understand. If it finds itself destined to enter a place of reward, it